Hello everyone, myself Muhammad Rameez and I welcome you all on behalf of Saraswat International Academy. Today in this session we are going to discuss the part 8 of chapter number 5, poverty. So students, in the previous session we have discussed in detail the causes of poverty. In that we have discussed in detail about historical reason, economic reasons, social reasons and other reasons such as war and defective policies. Now, today our new topic is measures to reduce poverty. How to reduce the poverty? India has taken the following steps to reduce the poverty during the planning period. The first is to increase the agricultural productivity. These are the steps which are taken by the government of India to reduce the poverty, and the first is about to increase the agricultural productivity. In India, one of the basic reasons of poverty is low productivity in agriculture. We know that maximum of the people are living in rural area, and in rural area the people depends on the agriculture for their economic activity. And if there is a low productivity in agriculture, then their income will be low. With increase in agricultural productivity and income of agricultural labor, poverty can be reduced. Okay, if the agriculture productivity increase, then poverty can be reduced. Regarding this, through public programs, farmers are informed about upgraded technology, available resource at reasonable rates, improve infrastructure facilities, maximum price and regulated market for their product they produce. Okay, pay attention everyone. Here it is said that how to increase the agricultural productivity, what efforts are done by the government. First, the government have informed the farmer about the upgraded technology, and government also give this technology at subsidized rates. Okay, so that farmer can use this new technology and can do the more production. Then available resource at reasonable rate, the different things which are used in agricultural field that are being provided by the government to the farmer at reasonable rate. Then improve infrastructure facilities, so irrigation facility was developed by the government for the farmers. Maximum price and regulated market for their produce, so whatever the production done by the farmer, for that, for their finished product, a regulated market was set up where they can sell and get the proper price of what they produce. Development of agriculture will increase the productivity per labor. Also, the employment opportunities will increase and price of food grain will decrease. So here it is said that as the development of agriculture will be done, then productivity per labor will increase, employment opportunities will increase, and here you have to understand this how the price of food grain will decrease. Listen that every farmer are going to work now, and the production of the agricultural products will increase, the food grain production will increase, and as the production increases, the demand and supply will match and the price of food grain will decrease. This will be more advantageous to the poor and poverty can be reduced. As all the above benefits you have seen of increasing the agricultural productivity, it will affect to what? It will affect to poverty. The poverty will decrease, and there it will be affect in a positive way. The people who are living below poverty line can get the benefits as agriculture productivity will increase. Now the second, that is development of small scale industries. In India, small scale and cottage industries have made immense in contribution in gross national income and employment. So here it is said that small scale and cottage industries are giving the a good contribution in the gross national income of the country, and maximum people are employed in the small scale and cottage industries. So if small scale and cottage industries can be developed and encouraged, then poverty can be reduced on a large scale. So here it is said that if we focus on the development of small scale and cottage industries, then the result will be poverty will decrease and maximum people will get the employment also. And government is also encouraging the different entrepreneur to start the small scale industries also, and for that government is giving the land at subsidized rates and different benefits those who are starting the industry at rural and backward area. So by developing the small scale and cottage industry, the employment can increase and poverty will decrease. Development of unorganized sector. First of all, you have to know the difference between organized sector and unorganized sector. Organized sector is when the person is working in a bank or in a office where the income is fixed and rules and regulation are there. That is an organized sector. And in unorganized sector, the income is not fixed and there are no rules and regulation. Okay. So moving ahead, you can see the example of unorganized sector. Unorganized sector includes which persons? Vegetable vendors, masons in construction sector, agricultural laborers, vendors. These are the people who are included in which? These are the people who are included in unorganized sector. To improve the condition of this worker, okay, these workers are not getting the fixed salary, okay, and as a result they have to face the poverty, okay. So to improve their condition, National Commission has suggested to decide the working condition, okay, life insurance, health, old age pension and other social security measures. So here it is said to improve the condition of this worker who are working in unorganized sector, the National Commission have suggested the different security measures such as to improve their working condition, giving them the life insurance, health, old age pensions and other social security schemes. Moreover, for small and marginal farmer, okay, for small and medium farmer, medium scale, who are not having that much big hectare of land, okay, so marginal farmer, it is recommended to provide them with irrigation facilities and loan facilities. So here it is said that those farmer who are small and who are not having a big hectare land, to them the government will provide the irrigation facility and government will give them the loan facility so that they can easily work in the farm and they can earn more and come out of poverty. Use of appropriate tax policy. Government uses tax policy to reduce inequality of income and poverty by redistributing income. So in a single sentence, if I explain you about this concept, it is about collecting the tax from rich people and that money is used for the benefit of poor. To fulfill this objective, the government makes such a policy wherein more tax is imposed on rich class. More tax is imposed on what? Rich class, which can afford that tax, and less tax is imposed on poor class and given tax concession. So here it is said that government will collect the more tax from the rich class and they will be able to afford to pay that much tax, and less tax will be there on the poor class, okay. This way the government collects a fund by imposing tax on rich people and makes expenses on welfare oriented program for the poor people. So here it is said that by this way the government will get the money from the rich people and the same money will be used for the welfare of the poor people. As a result, socio-economic condition of the poor people will improve and there will be reduction in income inequality and poverty is seen. So here it is said that the result of this will be that there will be a development, there will be a change in socio-economic condition of poor, okay, and there will be what? Reduction in income inequality. Okay, we know in our India there is unequal distribution of income. Rich are getting more rich and poor are suffering. So by collecting the more tax from the rich, okay, this money will be used for the benefiting to the poor, and income inequality will be reduced. Rise in human capital investment. It means that government will do more expenditure in developing the school, college and universities. And by this, the maximum population of the country will get educated and will become skillful, and then they can find a job, and the poverty will decrease as the people by doing job can earn. Developed nation where large scale investment is made on education, skill development have very low level of unemployment. Here it is said that the developed countries are doing a lot of investment in education and skill development of the population of their country, and as a result the people of the country get the job and unemployment is seen less and poverty decreases. So every country should focus on doing the expenditure on the education and skill development of the population, because by this the poverty is decreased. High level of education satisfy for the requirement of various employment opportunities and choices among workers. So here it is said that high level of education is there and which will satisfy the requirement of various employment opportunities and choices will be there among workers. Skill development increases the productivity of worker and that reflect in high wages. If the workers are skillful, then the productivity of the worker is more, and by that a worker, the people can earn high wages. For that, at workplace, continuous investment is required for training and research, and for the development of the skill, for developing the skill among the employees at workplace. The different MNCs, multinational companies, they have the training and research center so that they can make the employees skillful and it will result in productivity increase that will be beneficial for all. Goods and services at reasonable rates. To provide nutritious food and food security to poor people, it should be made available at reasonable rates, which will also directly reduce the poverty. So here it is said that to give the nutritious food, the government should give the food security. Government should provide the food grains at the reasonable rate, which will also effect in reduction of poverty. Under public distribution system in India, we have the ration shops where rural and urban people who are poor are given the basic utility goods at reasonable rates, at reasonable prices. So we know this that in our country the ration shops are there where the poor people who are living in rural and urban area can go and show their ration card and they get the basic utility goods such as wheat, rice, kerosene, salt, okay, at which prices they give that at reasonable prices. At a time of drought and scarcity of the food, it is the responsibility of the public distribution system to satisfy the basic needs of the poor. So here it is said at the time of drought and scarcity, it is the responsibility of the public distribution system to give the basic needs, to fulfill the basic needs of the poor people. In this pandemic of coronavirus, the ration shops have given the food grains and the necessity of goods which the poor people require by this public distribution system. Employment programs. Employment generation and poverty eradication, removal of poverty are interrelated. We know the reason that as the people get employment, then they will earn and they can afford the basic necessities of goods which they require and poverty will decrease. Some important employment programs for poverty removal, for poverty eradication are as under. Here it is written self-employment program. You have to understand what is the meaning of self-employment program. Your government will teach you the skill and talent, and government will give you the basic facilities, and by acquiring the training you have to find the job by yourself. This program is known as what? Self-employment program. During the 6th 5-year plan, various agencies started different programs for the rural poor. In the which 5-year plan? 6th 5-year plan, the different agencies started the different programs for the rural poor, the poor who are living in a village. All these programs were merged. Merge means all the different programs which was started was merged. Merge means collected, joined in one program, that is IRDP. On which date? On 2nd October 1980. You have to remember this date and this information because it can come for MCQ and one line. The main objective of IRDP is to encourage the poor family for self-employment so that they can get more income to rise above the poverty line. So here it is said that the main objective of IRDP is to encourage the poor families so that by which they can get more income and they can come out of poverty line. These programs focus on few special groups, which includes the small and marginal farmers also, and agricultural laborers and rural artisans also. We will revise this. During the 6th 5-year plan, the different programs were made for the rural poor, and after that all the different programs were merged and named as IRDP, Integrated Rural Development Program. On which date? 2nd October 1980. What is the main objective? To encourage the poor people for self-employment, and by that they can get more income. This program includes the small and marginal farmer, and agricultural laborer and artisans. Here you can see the names of the different programs which was formed to remove poverty. This way IRDP program is known as anti-poverty program. Following are the programs which are included in self-employment program. First, IRDP, that is Integrated Rural Development Program. Then you can see TRISM, that is Training of Rural Youth and for Self-Employment. Then Development of Women and Child in Rural Area. MWS, that is Million Wealth Scheme. Then CITRA, supplying the improved toolkits to rural artisans. And 6th, Ganga Welfare Scheme. So these are the different programs which was started to remove poverty, and in the next session we are going to learn all this thing in detail.